Venus is by far the brightest object in the sky after the sun and the moon. And did you know there is a harmonious and divine dance that is happening and has been happening for eons between the Earth and Venus around our sun? It's referred to as the Venus star. And this image is from John Martineau's little book of coincidence, depicting the stunning geometric pattern that Venus creates in her dance with the Earth. And so for some of you, this may be the very first time you're seeing that, but it's absolutely stunning and beautiful. So how does this happen? It takes 548 days for Venus to orbit the sun. That's 1.6 Earth years. And in 548 days, Venus will conjunct with the sun twice, once as an exterior conjunction, the furthest on the other side of the sun, when it is direct in an evening star, and then again as an interior conjunction when she's closest to the Earth and retrograde and a morning star. These conjunctions happen about every 9.5 months, alternating back and forth between an interior and exterior conjunction. And these conjunctions are what geometrically create the star points. And here are the star points, and here are where they currently are at on the zodiac wheel. And so the Venus star is an 8-year cycle, Venus conjuncting with the sun at each of the star points, alternating in its rhythm of interior and exterior conjunctions, morning star and evening star, respectively. And the star advances through time in a clockwise or retrograde direction, and over an 8-year period advances just 1 to 2 degrees from its previous position. So it's a slow process. So additionally, it takes 100 years for a star point to make it through one zodiac sign. And what's exciting is that we are currently in the process of changing star points from Scorpio, ruled by Mars and Pluto, Mars the warrior and Pluto the destroyer and transformer, to Libra, ruled by Venus, the planet of love and relationships and harmony. And it will be in Libra for the next 100 years. So this is a big shift in our humanity. Also, it takes 1,250 years for a Venus star point to come back to its original position, which creates the most exquisite rose petal mandala flower. Here's another image of it here. So just see the beauty of that beautiful design that it creates. And I want to share with you an actual video so that you can watch the animation of this orbital dance between Venus and Earth around the sun. So take a breath, relax, and enjoy the show. It's so magnificent and so beautiful. And I want you to know, we all know Venus is known as the planet of love from a mythical point of view. But what if she's not just a symbol for love, but that she's actually transmitting the energy of love? What if through her orbital dance, its mathematical perfection and visual beauty, she is a big part of healing humanity? Think about that. So I want to encourage you to connect with her. Now, this is a picture that was taken, I don't know, a week ago, out 6 a.m. in the morning. She's currently a morning star on my property. And so I've been getting out every morning and saying good morning to her. It's been a lot of fun. Right now, actually, she is in conjunction with the moon. So the moon is close to her. I saw that this morning. So I want to encourage you to get out there and make connections. She is bright. She is beautiful. This picture really doesn't even do it justice because it was just with my iPhone. But she literally has rays like stars coming out from her brilliance. So let's look at the upcoming Venus star point in Gemini. This chart shows the exterior conjunction star points. And what I circled here is the previous one that happened in October in 22, and then the next up and coming one that I'll be talking about in June 2024. But if we look at what happens here is that the previous star point feeds, so Libra feeds the Gemini star point, and Gemini is going to feed the Capricorn star point, and so on. And so if we look at the Libra star point that happened in 2022, that was in Libra, October 22, 2022 at 29 degrees of Libra. That's a lot of 2 energy that's going to be feeding our up and coming next star point in Gemini. What's 2 about? Togetherness, partnership, relationships, and harmony. And so that's, that's what we need more of right now in our world, not only globally, but, personally in our own relationships. And so this is the chart for June 4th, the next star point in Gemini, 2024, where Venus and the Sun will come together at 14 degrees of Gemini. Where is that in your chart? And what is the evolutionary intention of this Venus star point? So let's go into a little bit more detail on the aspects here. As we can see, what I did was I circled the 3 areas that I want to highlight. And so the first one, of course, is we can see that there's a powerful Gemini energy happening with this Venus star point. It's not just Venus and the Sun coming together, it's Mercury and Jupiter as well. Well, what is Gemini energy all about? We've already been talking about it. First of all, it's an air sign, so it's very active. Gemini is about communicating, connecting, networking. It's about new ideas and exploring different cultures. Gemini is super curious and wants to know. It wants to understand its environment so that it can feel safer in the world. Now, all of that energy is square to Saturn. The second circle here is square to Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn has been in Pisces, started in 2023 and will leave finally in 2025. But during that time, part of the job of Saturn in Pisces is dissolving old ways, old systems and structures, old ways of being. And when we relate it back to the conjunction in Gemini that's happening, the star point in Gemini, what this Saturn in Pisces is, the evolutionary intention of this is really asking us to let go of old ways of thinking. Now, of course, we have the Sun and Venus together for that star point conjunction, but Mercury and Jupiter are standing right there by, and notice they're at 2 degrees. That's 2 degrees, what I was talking about earlier with Libra, all that 2 energy. And so we are all being given an opportunity to Jupiter expand, Mercury, our minds, in how we show up, the Sun in relationship, Venus. So how are you showing up in relationship? Are you open to new perspectives, new ideas? The perfect example here in the US is if you're a staunch Democrat, then go talk to a Republican. And if you're a staunch Republican, go talk to a Democrat. Get new perspectives and new ideas. No one person has all the solutions. We all have different perspectives, and we can learn from the other. And so this is really an opportunity. This is what this Venus star point is really gifting us, is for us to dissolve old ways of thinking, the old stories, the old thought patterns that we have, and open up to new ways of connecting. And the best way to do that is to connect and communicate with someone that has completely different viewpoints than you. So I want to encourage you to do that. And I want to challenge you to do that in 2024. And then the last circle here that I noted here was about Pluto. We were already talking about that. Pluto has been in Capricorn, transforming all of our systems and structures, and it's moving now into Aquarius. Finally, it's going to go back and forth and finally be in Aquarius for its complete 20-year journey in Aquarius in 2024. And, this is, what is Aquarius? Aquarius is about elevating. Aquarius is about innovating. Aquarius wants things to be better. And so it's about, this is an opportunity, and it's trying to that beautiful star point, Venus star point in Gemini. It wants us to elevate the way we think, elevate the way we communicate, elevate the way we connect with each other for greater understanding and for our own survival, right? Because Gemini wants to understand things, to understand its environment and have a better chance of survival. So it's time we all start getting along. Now, the shadow side of all of this could be too much in our heads, overstimulation, and not dropping down into our hearts and trying to analyze our relationships instead of just letting people have their own and different perspectives. And it's okay, because you as an individual only have one piece of the pie. We need the different perspectives to see the whole picture. And Aquarius is about the bird's eye view and really seeing the whole picture so that we can elevate our consciousness as we step into the future. So in conclusion, this Venus star point wants you to understand that we are all connected and interconnected. We need diverse perspectives and different viewpoints in order to see the whole picture and create greater understanding and peace on Earth. I hope I made you curious. Where is this conjunction happening in your chart? Is it happening in your area of finance? Is it happening in your area of relationship or career or siblings and communication? My name's Anathea, and if I sparked your interest and you'd like a reading, you can go to anathea.org /reading. You can also email me direct at anathea@anathea.org.